Welcome everybody to the Loft Lighting video tutorial series. This first one is on how to control the house lights through the board. I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing we got to do, open up the default Loft program right here for the Obsidian Control software. That'll pop up with this. What we're going to look at are these tiles down here, 1 through 10. Now these tiles all correspond to the 10 faders on the board, and they're set up in banks. And the way we scroll through them is with these arrow keys right here. So if we scroll over to bank number 3, you can see all the house lights. They're all pretty self-explanatory. The LEDs are the ones in the ceiling. All these are the specialty lights throughout the room. And then we have one for the booth. Get that nice blue light in the booth. Pretty easy to operate them. Just dial up the fader so they're as bright as you want. And that's it. Bank number 2, we have a couple specialty ones. There's the bar on and the lobby on. These are the lights over the bar so that the staff can see what they're doing. We'll pretty usually dial those up and just leave them for the whole show. The lobby is obviously out in the lobby, so the people out there can see what they're doing as well. So we'll usually dial those up and then just leave them for the whole show. The one thing that you'll notice when I scroll between the banks, it's not like an audio board where these faders will adjust to where we had things, because these are all set to 0, but these are still here. That can get a little weird, and the way we deal with that is when you scroll back to a bank, we have this on 79%. In order for this fader to actually control that light, you have to bring it all the way back up to the percentage it's at. So we bring it back up to 79, and then once it's there, you can start controlling the light again. So it's a little funky because we don't have flying faders, but for these guys, you'll basically just set them and forget them. So that makes it easier. The other one we have that's kind of specialty is the Art Power preset. And that has 2 looks stacked up into a queue list. The first look, you just hit channel number 10. That'll activate it. Is the walk-in look. It'll bring all the lights up in the room. Look real nice for people walking in, getting their food. Then when it's showtime, you'll hit 10 again. It'll cycle down to the next queue. Q2, which is the lights getting all dim. A little bit of light on stage, and this will be the look for the show. Then at the end of the show, you hit 10 again. And we're back to the lights being on. That's basically it. The way that these operate when we activate them, we'll dial this up to 69%. It's spitting out the DMX. It's going over to the circuit breakers over on the wall, and it's telling them send out 69% amount of power to the lights, and that's how we get the intensity. They're pretty simple because they're either on or off. There's no movements or any control like that. The way that these function with the panel on the wall is the system will always look for whatever is set to the highest value. So if we set our booth light to 40%, and then we go over to the wall panel over there, and we dial that up to 60%, the light's going to go up to 60% because that's the highest value. It's called highest takes precedent. That's how the whole system is set up. So typically for a show, we'll just shut that wall panel off, and you'll just control everything from here. That way we have complete control of the whole show. And that is pretty much it for house lights.